Wonders they say shall never end. May evil never locate us. What am I seeing with my two koro eyes? Obodo Arugo. Alas, they found her inside the old abandoned well at the back of Arugo community bush. Her clothes were torn, her slippers missing, and her once bright eyes now staring blankly at nothing. That little girl, Nora. She had been missing for 3 days, and when they finally pulled her tiny body out of the cold, dark water, the whole village stood still. It was the kind of sight that makes even the strongest man's knees shake. Women wailed, men clenched their fists and held their hands in disbelief. Children were hurried inside their homes as they too were very shocked. Nobody in our village had ever seen evil so close before. But here is the painful part. The person who took Nora away was somebody we all trusted. Nora was just 10 years old, a lively little girl with the sweetest dimples you've ever seen. Her mother, who was fondly called Mama Nora, just because she was her only child, sold akara by the roadside in Arugo community near the Arugo Park in the city of Owerri. Her father, Mr. Madi, was a vulcanizer, always busy fixing tires under the scorching sun. Nora was everybody's pikin in the neighborhood. She would greet elders properly, help people carry things, and still find time to play 10-10 with her friends. That was how she met Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben was not really her uncle. He was just one of those men everybody knew in the area. He was in his late 30s with a shiny bald head, always wearing dark sunglasses even in the evening. He had a loud laugh and always bought sweets for the children. People knew him as that man where they sell phone accessories for Junction. At first, nothing seemed wrong. Whenever Nora passed his shop, Uncle Ben would call her, "Nora baby, how you doing now? Oya come and take sweet, fine girl." Mama Nora didn't think much of it. This was because in their area, neighbors greet and give children things all the time. But unknown to anyone, Uncle Ben was watching and waiting. The day everything changed was on a Saturday afternoon. The sun was blazing and most people were inside resting. Mama Nora had just finished frying akara and was busy washing her plates and frying pans. That was when Uncle Ben showed up. "Mama Nora, abeg I wan go buy something for market. Abeg, Nora go fit follow me so that she go help me carry small load. I go bring her back quick." Mama Nora hesitated, but Uncle Ben smiled that big smile of his. "No worry, na just 10 minutes. I go even buy her pure water make she cool body." Mama Nora looked at Nora, who was already excited. Before she could think twice, Nora nodded. "Okay, but make una no delay o. You know I also need her to assist me." "No worry, we won't waste time," Uncle Ben replied almost immediately. That was the last time she saw her daughter alive. Before that Saturday, Nora's life was pretty simple and joyful and free of chaos. She was the kind of girl that would run errands even for others without grumbling. The kind that brought light into her parents' compound. On market days, she would help her mother arrange akara balls into neat piles, even though she always stole the smallest one to eat before customers came. Her friends, Maria, David, and Martha, were always together with her. They would jump rope on dusty streets and sing those playful songs that every Nigerian child knows. Sandalili, sandalili, ringa ringa roses, and lots of other play songs. The adults loved watching them. In a place like Arugu community, children playing freely was a sign that the community was still safe, or so they thought. If you were watching closely, you would notice how Uncle Ben was always nearby, watching like the others, or should I say, hunting for his prey. At first, he acted like a normal playful man who liked children, but gradually, he started giving Nora more attention than the rest. He would buy her gala and Fanta on her way back from school. Sometimes, he would tell her jokes and laugh so loudly that people nearby would look. He even once offered to fix her school sandals when the strap broke. Nobody suspected anything. After all, in Nigeria, uncle can mean any older man who is friendly to your family. But evil doesn't always show itself with red eyes. Sometimes it comes wearing a smile. When Nora didn't return after 30 minutes, Mama Nora started pacing around. She went to the junction. Ben's shop was closed. She asked around. Nobody had seen them. By evening, the whole neighborhood was looking for Nora, and by nightfall, the mood had already changed from worry to fear, and panic grew faster than wildfire. Mama Nora ran from street to street, shouting her daughter's name. Neighbors left their cooking pots and joined the search. Nora! Nora! Voices echoed through Arugo. Women whispered to each other. This kind thing never happened for our side before. The men formed small groups, carrying torches, searching abandoned houses, bushes, and even drainages to see if they would see her body there. They went to the junction. Ben's shop was still locked, the same way he had left it. His neighbors said he had left earlier in the day with a small girl. That was the moment Mama Nora collapsed on the ground. Her cry that night, it was the kind of cry that makes even strangers shed tears. They combed through streets, checked the markets, even went to nearby police stations. But it was like she had vanished into thin air. Mama Nora cried bitterly till her eyes were swollen. Her husband, Mr. Amadi, usually a quiet man, was shouting at everyone. If una see Ben, tell am say I go buy am with my own hand. The very next day, the police got involved. They took statements, checked bus stops, and even went to local parks to see if anyone had traveled with a little girl. Some people started suggesting spiritual help. When consulted, very old but ageless Mama Bisi, the village herbalist, said she could look inside water to see where Nora was. And after she did, she dropped a bombshell. Her words were chilling. The pikin dey where sun no dey touch. Nobody knew what that meant, but it made everybody uneasy. 3 days later, very early in the morning, a farmer named Dede was clearing weeds near the old abandoned well, a place people avoided because of snakes and scorpions. He saw something floating. At first, he thought it was a sack or maybe an animal. But when the wind moved it slightly, he froze. He dropped his cutlass and ran straight to the village square, shouting, "Everybody come o! E get wetin I dey see for that old well o! Come quick!" He cried as he ran with his old shaky legs. By the time people got there, some strong young men used ropes to pull out the unfamiliar objects. The whole place went silent when they saw it was a body, the corpse of a little girl. It was the same Nora everyone in the community had been searching for. Her small hands were scratched. Her arms had bruises. Her lips were pale, and her face still showing the fear she must have felt before her soul left her body. Her mother fainted instantly on seeing her little daughter's lifeless body. Her father, Mr. Amadi, he just stood there, his hands on his head, lost, his eyes wide, as if his soul had left his body. Nobody knew what exactly happened in those missing days until the police caught Uncle Ben. That same afternoon, news reached the police that Ben had been spotted in Mile 12 Market. The officers, along with some angry youths from Arugo, surrounded him before he could run. People slapped him, kicked him, shouting, "Na you carry Nora, na devil go punish you." When they brought him to the station, his story shook everybody. At the station, under heavy questioning, Ben confessed. He told them he had been working with a group that kidnapped children for money rituals and trafficking. He had been luring children for months. They would lure children with gifts, then take them to a hideout and carry out their evil deeds. Nora had fought back when they tried to take her away and ended up scratching one of the men. In anger, the men had strangled her and dumped her in the old well to hide the evidence. The community was shaking to its core. Ben, the man they all thought was harmless, had been living among them like a snake in the grass. In the weeks that followed, parents in Arugo community became extra careful. Children were no longer allowed to roam freely, and even family friends were not trusted blindly. Mama Nora would sit outside, close to her shop, staring at the road, as if waiting for Nora to come running back with that smile that melted hearts. Moral lessons, my people. That is how an entire community learned the hard way that not everybody who smiles at your child means well. It doesn't matter if they are neighbors, family friends, or even relatives. Once your child is with them, you must be sure of who they truly are. We may think we know who is safe for our children, but the truth is, evil can hide in plain sight. Not every uncle means well. Not every neighbor is harmless. The face you see every day might be the same face planning harm, because evil always wears a friendly face. This is the end of the story. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share.